everyone, welcome back. If you're watching this on Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving, but now it's time to officially start the Christmas season. So today I have some easy and affordable Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs for you. If you're new here, make sure to stick around by hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you never miss out on a new video. All right, let's get into all these DIYs. For this DIY, I was inspired by the viral videos of everybody going out and thrifting a picture and then repainting it to look Christmassy or more Halloween or fall or whatever. So I found this canvas at Dollar Tree, so it was only $1.25, and I thought this would be a great way to try this out and it won't be super expensive. So it's not a very big canvas, but it gives you a little scene that you can paint on and just kind of test out something that you would like. So I just started off with some acrylic paint from Dollar Tree. I just got a few different colors and I just used the white and just added it to the trees to make them look kind of snow covered. And then I also did it to the grass to make it look like it had snow all over the grass. And I don't have any painting skills, so this is just super easy. You can just blend it all in, and if you mess up, just add something else there. It doesn't have to be perfect. You do want to make sure that you get around the edges of the canvas on these Dollar Tree paintings because they go all the way around. They are wrapped. And then I came in with some more acrylic paint in some bright colors to make little lights on the house. I just went all around the roof on one side, alternating the colors so it looked like colored lights, and then did up the peak of the house as well. I thought that looked really cute. Obviously, there's so many things that you could do to this painting to make it look more Christmassy, and you can let your imagination run wild. So I just decided to do the lights on the house because I thought it was the easiest. I used a little toothpick and I dabbed that onto the paint and then dabbed it on to the canvas to make the lights, so just little dots. And then I decided that I wanted this to be more of a night sky, more dark, because it was kind of really light. So I just mixed some of the colors that I had together. I mixed the black and the white to make gray, and then I added some blue and some green in there. And then I just kind of put it all over the sky and blended it in as best as I could until I got a look that I liked. So there was no rhyme or reason to this and definitely no skill to this. I just kept painting until I liked it. And then I decided to add a full moon at the top there. I just filled that in with white, and then I used my blow dryer to kind of dry it really quickly, and then I went over it again with another layer of white. And then I just added some details with a little more gray in the moon and some yellow around it to make it look like it was glowing, and then just blended everything together. And then I had another idea that I was going to add to the painting, and that was Santa in his sleigh with his reindeer flying across the sky. And I was just gonna make it a silhouette, so I just used black paint for this. The sleigh was pretty easy. I just kind of copied what I saw from a picture that I had up on my computer, and I just kind of made it look like that. The reindeer was a little more difficult. I had to draw that out with a pencil and then fill that in with the black paint, but I think it turned out really cute. The proportions aren't completely correct. The reindeer's a little bit bigger than the sleigh, but I think it's still adorable. I added a little red dot for the reindeer's nose, and I'm just going to display this on one of these display easels from Dollar Tree. I think this turned out super cute. It was easy, very inexpensive, something cute to sit on a table to just make it more Christmassy. So if you weren't into the last DIY or you don't like painting, this DIY could be your alternative. Well, it's not really a DIY, it's more of a hack, It's just as affordable, but it's easier actually. Dollar Tree has these beautiful Christmas bags that look just like paintings in all different sizes. So I picked up one that I liked and I brought it home and put it into this IKEA frame that I already had. It's 16 by 20 and it's matted and it fit perfectly into this frame. You could pick up a frame from Dollar Tree that fits your bag, or you could thrift one or use one that you already have, but it's super easy to do. It looks beautiful displayed in your home for Christmas time. Now the camera isn't doing it justice here because of the glare, but let me tell you, I love how this turned out. For this next DIY, I'm going to use one of these fake books that come in the plus section for $5. Now they do have smaller fake books at Dollar Tree that you can use, but my free printable won't work with that obviously, or you'll have to size it down. I did make this free printable on canva.com and I'll leave a link to it down below in the description box. So all you have to do is just print it out on regular paper or cardstock, whatever you want to use. When you do the back sheet, you want to make sure that you do a custom size for your paper for 7.5 by 11, and then the two smaller pieces, you want to make sure you do a custom size when you print them out to 4.5 by 11. So that way they fit fully onto your book. Of course, obviously, it doesn't fit all the way to the bottom because the book is bigger, but we'll be covering that up. So all I did was cut the white part off of those pieces of paper, and then I used some matte Mod Podge to stick those pieces of paper onto the inside of that book. Now I just used these little houses from Dollar Tree, the little miniature houses that light up, to place inside my book here. Now you can see that the on-off switch in the battery case is on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of trace out with a pencil where that battery case is, and then I'm just going to use an X-Acto knife and cut out the bottom of that cardboard book. So it's pretty easy. There's a couple layers, so you'll want to score it and then pull off the first layer and then do the second layer, so that way you don't rip the book on the inside too much. And then you want to make it smaller when you draw it out, so that way you can cut a little bit more, and that way it won't be too big in the end. But yeah, it worked out perfectly. So now that way I can access the batteries and the on-off switch on the bottom, and you won't ever see that. Then I'm just gonna hot glue that house down into the book there. Next, I'm just gonna take some stuffing from an old pillow that I had, and I'm gonna use that to cover up the bareness of the ground and the sidewalls there that are showing. I just hot glued that inside there, just making sure that I pushed the stuffing down so that way it wasn't sticking up over the house, so it wasn't too high. You could also use cotton balls for this and just spread them apart. That would work as well. This is just what I had lying around. And then I added these cute little miniature trees from Dollar Tree. I just hot glued them to each side of the house. And I think that looked super cute like that. And then I also picked up one of the miniature sets with a little person sitting on the bench and then two little lamp posts, and I just hot glued those down. And once I did that, it kind of reminded me of the Home Alone like house, and the little boy on the bench just reminded me of Kevin also. So I just think this turned out super cute. I didn't mean for it to remind me of Home Alone, but it definitely does. And I love how it turned out. I mean, this would be perfect on a bookshelf or just sitting on a table. And when you open it up, you just get a nice little surprise for Christmas on the inside. For this DIY, I'm going to use one of these glass candle plates from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to spray paint it with this red spray paint that I have. It's called Paprika. You can use whatever red paint you have on hand, and I just spray painted it And then I'm going to use 3 of these $1.25 Nutcrackers from Dollar Tree. I picked up 3 of the same Nutcrackers, 3 of the same styles. You can use different styles, but you want to make sure that they all stand the same height so you don't have different levels of your Nutcrackers. And then my Nutcrackers had a little ball on the top of their hats that I needed to take away. So I got my wood burning tool out and I just pressed down on them and melted them till the hat was flat. You just want to make sure that you do this in a well-ventilated area and with a mask because the fumes are pretty stinky. And then I am going to take my Nutcrackers and stand them up in a circle facing outward. And once I get them the way I like, I'm going to add some heavy duty glue on top of their hats just around the outside. And then I added some hot glue on the inside to hold everything in place while the heavy duty glue held overnight. And then once everything was dry, I had this adorable Nutcracker candle holder for Christmas. I love how this turned out. It is perfect to display a candle on, and it's traditional and classic, which I absolutely love. You don't have to paint the Nutcrackers. You don't have to paint anything if you don't want to, or you could paint everything. So it turned out perfect. This next DIY is super easy, and I've done it before on my channel, and I'm pretty sure a few other YouTubers have done it too, and that is making pillows out of these placemats from Dollar Tree. So all I'm gonna do is seam rip the sides from one of the placemats, and I'm not gonna go all the way down. I'm just gonna seam rip just a hole big enough so that way I can stuff this placemat. These placemats are perfect because they like have that swishy fabric, so they are perfect for outside, and that's why I'm stuffing them with old Dollar Tree plastic bags. This is a great way to recycle your bags, and they won't get moldy or anything putting these outside, so you won't have to worry about the stuffing on the inside of them. So after I get them all stuffed with the plastic bags, I'm just gonna seal up that side with some hot glue. You can sew it if you want to, and that's it. I put them outside. You can do this with any of the placemats that Dollar Tree sells, and they look super cute on my front porch. I love this plaid pattern and the joy one. So for this next DIY, I'm going to use 3 of these metal broom handles from Dollar Tree. I just need to remove the labels off of them. To easily remove the labels, I use my hairdryer and just heat up the labels so that the glue melts, and then I can peel off the labels pretty easily. It only takes a few minutes. You just want to make sure that you don't burn your fingers while you're doing this because that metal gets kind of hot. So just be careful when you do that. So I removed the labels from all 3 of the broom handles, and then I placed them all together, and at the top there you see they have the holes. I took a zip tie and I put that through all 3 of the holes and tied all of those together and cut the excess zip tie. Now what I have is a tripod or a Christmas tree. So I stood my Christmas tree up, and I am just going to spray paint it with some of this green glossy spray paint that I had on hand. And I just made sure that I completely covered all of the metal inside and outside. You don't necessarily have to spray paint it if you don't want to. I just thought when it's standing in the daytime that it would look better if it was spray painted. So I went ahead and did that, and once it was dry, I took the tree and I moved it to where I wanted to move it to. I put it in to some dirt and some mulch so it was a little bit looser to pound the broom handles into the ground. So I just took a mallet and I pounded each individual broom handle kind of at an angle into the ground, and you can see how they are just going down at an angle into the ground so it holds up. Now this has been through a thunderstorm and some wind, so it is holding up nicely and it hasn't fallen over, but you could stake it down if you felt like it needed it. Then I took some white lights that I already had and wrapped those all the way around the tree so that way it lit up. Lastly, I felt like my tree needed a star, so I had one of these gold plastic stars from Dollar Tree, and I just cut the bottom off, and then I saved the twist ties that held it on to the cardboard, and I am just placing that star kind of in the middle, wedged in between the broom handles, and taking those zip ties and using those to tie those through the broom handles and the star so it holds it on nice and tight. And I made sure one of the lights was sticking up in the star so that way it lit up too. And I think this turned out really cute. Only for a few dollars, you can have a light up Christmas tree for outside. You can make a bunch of these if you had some lights laying around, and it would look super cute outside. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Again, happy Thanksgiving if you are celebrating today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.